Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm having allergies galore. Just allergies galore. Oh my goodness. So, guys, really quick, tomorrow is the Morphogenetic Fundamentals Workshop. If you would like to participate in that, you got to head over to my website, k33academy.com, and get your tickets today because we're going to be closing down the ticket box for that this evening. In addition to that, I do have quite a few other workshops that I'm offering. I have the Black Magic Revocation, I have the Cord Lab, and then I also have the Whole Being Wellness. Those are some very, very intense learning opportunities. Let me just put this here. And it'll give you a very well rounded understanding of your energy and your capability. So, guys, I asked what this reading was going to be about, and it's intense. I heard they went too far. They went too far. Yikes. Oh, thank you, Lindsay. You guys, I'm coming live later today. I think at 12:45 Pacific time. I'm not sure. I think it's 12:45 Pacific time to do a casual fire ceremony. It's the Ascended Masters version because today is the 3-3 portal. Okay. 3-3 portal. So if you want to be part of that, go check out that link, mevolving.com/shop/333F as in Fuckle C. It's in 3 hours, Lindsay says. Today is a work day, work day, work day. Let me go back. Oh, I already have it up. Okay, let's get started because I got a lot of things really to do today. All right. So they went too far. I'm not sure who they are. I'm not sure what they did, but it was too much, took it too far. And now we're going to figure out what to do. We have to figure out what to do because if you don't figure out what to do, it's going to be a bad smitchmations. Smitchmamations. Okay. Here. Oh, I slammed that. I slammed it. Okay. We're not going to take this reading personal, girlfriend. Okay. I got to give myself a pep talk. We're not going to take this reading personal. It is not your job to protect everybody. You got to slow your roll. Slow your roll. Give people the information they need to make decisions for themselves. Believe in their ability to change their circumstance. What in the world? Ooh. Okay. That's it. That's it. We're going to do this a little bit different today. We're going to do this a little bit different because I tried to pick up one of the decks and it was glued to the table. Literally. And it pulled out one of the cards. Actually, there's 3 cards pulled out already. Oh, let me pull some from here. Okay. So these are cards that y'all need to know about. 4 cards. I don't know what the cards are. I haven't looked at them. So, hey, Oscar. Let's get started. Let's get started. It's going to be intense. Okay, first and foremost, we have Mars. Let's see. There's about to be some conflict. I could already feel it. There's going to be some conflict. You have to prepare yourself, okay? Ooh, this is the Emperor card. The corresponding tarot is Emperor. battles, adversaries, competitions, sporting events, rushing, defense. You're being challenged to protect your interests or to move ahead quickly on something. So someone made a decision, they've been dragging their feet about this decision, and now they're being placed 99% at 955. This is going to get intense. They made a decision and they've been dragging their feet about this decision. They've been feeling like, they don't know if they can do it. They blah, 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 whatever process they're in. And they are jeopardizing their opportunity. I don't know if they is you or they is pertaining to someone else, but the opportunity, the window is starting to close. Okay. So, this card indicates a type of passion and drive that's linked to the spirit and life force. A fire has been lit underneath the passions, and it's time to achieve what you want in life. You're being shown a clear path. This can also indicate a formidable competitor has just arrived on the scene. So, yikes. This is a lot. This was a card that got stuck to the table. I'm not even joking. It got stuck. This suggests there's something you may have to fight for. It drives us to face difficult challenges in life and to follow our passions no matter what stands in the way. This card also means to push back in terms of defense. You may either face aggressive situations with a need to confront or defend, or an intense, rousing encounter. Mars indicates overwhelming attractions. This is a time when you feel not only forced, but driven. So someone is feeling extremely driven towards whatever it is that they are feeling passionate about, feeling passionate towards. But here's the thing, if you drag your feet too much for too long, someone is going to absolutely try and sabotage your progression. Someone is going to try and intervene. Oh my God. Okay. So, their Kitty Claw had made a comment earlier. Let me see. She made a comment earlier because she had an observation, right? No. Let's see. She said, remember way back when you still did readings for other signs? Well, the very last reading you did for Scorpio was they were dealing with a very manipulative partner who may have done a love spell. And now that's continued on all these years later. Ooh. And really, it's stunning to see how the Scorpion I know has allowed themselves to be treated and has behaved themselves. How many years more? Yeah. So this is something that has been going on and on and on and on and on and on. Because I have not done readings for other signs in years. It's literally been quite a few years. I got pissed off one day and was like, that's quite a few years. Okay. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a Scorpion. You don't have to be Scorpio. You don't have to be dealing with a Scorpio. But it's this thing of this has carried on for so long already. All of these threats to this and that. And I don't know. Is it me? Am I just too ballsy? I feel like maybe it's me. I'm just too ballsy. I would totally just be like, go ahead. You want to tell someone? Go ahead. Tell someone something. Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm the type where if you want to threaten me with like, oh, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to tell Alana, because I see Alana Fairchild. I'm going to tell Alana blah 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 blah. I would say, go ahead, tell Alana. Go ahead. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and call Alana on three-way right now. Give me 1 second. I would legit mother effing call Alana and be like, hey, Alana, I am so sorry. I did not want to involve you, but so and so is on an absolute rampage right now. They're threatening me about telling you something that, I don't know why they want to tell you, but hold on. This is what they wanted to tell you. Hey, bichacho, go ahead. I opened the door for you. Go ahead. Tell Alana. Go tell her what you wanted to tell. Alana, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but this is just, they're not going to stop until they tell you what they say they want to tell you. I promise you, that person is going to be like, oh my God, I didn't say that. I don't know why Emmy is calling. I promise you. Mm-mm. Don't let people play games with you. Don't let them play these games with you where they're going to this and they're going to, no, no. Let's go ahead and tell Alana together. Let's tell her together. Let's tell her how you want to involve her in your attempt to manipulate me back into a space of subjugation. I would absolutely do that. Not even joking. Anyone who knows me in real life knows I would absolutely do that. You want to tell so and so? Let's do it together. I stand by what I say. One time, my former sister-in-law, I don't like her. Um, I'm not joking. She knows. Um, One time, she's tried for so long to really like poison my relationship with her ex, my sibling. And one time she called and she's like, yeah, he was telling me that you said blah, 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 blah. Like, is that true? And I said, sis, yeah, I did because like you were wilding out. You were acting like a legit hoe. And I was just like, I can't just keep watching your kid while you go hoe it out. She goes, what? I said, yeah, I mean, I know it's hard to hear. I'm sure you've made changes. It's been quite a few years. But yeah, no, I totally said that. I said that. I know it's judgmental, right? But it's like, I just, I love my nephew. If I say it and you ask me if I said it in your absence, I will tell you if I said it or not. Like with zero shame. I will. And I think if people begin to live in that way, you'll be less and less able to be manipulated by people who are exploiting the fact that you're afraid to speak your opinions and your truth. You know, it's very hard to do that kind of thing to me because I will legit like reiterate what I said. You want to make up that I said something? No, this is exactly what I said. Let me find the message. This is exactly what I said to them. And this is what's happening, whatever was happening during that time, to cause me to have this opinion. It's just an opinion, right? And then what they're gonna, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't I openly criticize you to your face? I mean, I would think that's taking it a little too far, right? But if you were to ask me, I would absolutely tell you. Why didn't you ask me for my opinion? That I would have told you right then and there. I was asked for my opinion in that conversation. So someone's definitely trying to manipulate. You're going to have to push back. You may either face aggressive situations with a need to confront or defend, or an intense, rousing encounter. This indicates overwhelming attractions. This is a time when you feel not only forced but driven. So it's this thing of you really don't have any other option because everything is pushing you towards this direction anyways, right? So you're either going to be in compliance with it or you're going to fight it. It's up to you what you want to do. But when you fight it, you further amplify the potentiality for learning. Typically, when you increase and amplify the potentiality for learning, That's going to be done by way of additional challenge, additional pain, additional struggle. That's how it goes, right? That's just how it goes. Giving an analogy, when you want to experience elevations in hypertrophy, muscle increase, you're going to have to increase the amount of reps and usually the amount of weights that you involve, right? Less reps, more weights. That's how you get hypertrophy. And with that, that hurts more. I don't know if y'all know this, that hurts more, right? Most people give up when it starts to burn. Be the kind of person that when you feel the burn, you get excited and you pump out quite a few more reps, because now you know you're in the position to increase whatever it is you're trying to increase, whether it's hypertrophy, internal growth. Have that pain like stand for something. Let that pain count for something massive. If I'm going to hurt over a person, that's going to count for something huge, huge, massive growth. I'm going to let it change me into a different version of myself, one that is absolutely appropriate for the spaces I'm entering within myself in my life. The other day I was thinking, sometimes I think about this and then I always come to the same conclusion. And the thought is this: I kind of miss the person that I was, where I was nothing but positive and friendly and just very, supportive. I remember people would say, like, the thing that I respect about Emmy is that even if she talks about difficult things, she always ends that whatever she points out with something positive, a way you can improve yourself. And that still exists, but I no longer sugarcoat things. You know what mood I'm in exactly when I'm in that mood. I no longer wear the mask, because why? And that's actually what started this internal thing, is like, uh, I'm developing muscles in my forehead. Ah, no, don't make a face, right? And we all know it's the muscles that create the wrinkles. And it's not that I don't want to age, it's that I don't want to age in a way that shows me that I've been unhappy in my life. Right? Because when I see this, I'm like, girl, you were unhappy for how long? And you stuck through it. Like, look at what it's done to you. Like, I want to have wrinkles here, which I do. I want to have wrinkles here, not too much, just a little bit. Wrinkles here, because then that tells me I was smiling a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, to age in such a way where it leaves these marks that remind you you've lived life in such a fullness that you've been happier than times where you've been sad or angry. Like, I'm not opposed to aging, yo. Mm-mm. I don't care. We all age. But I want to age in a way where it's like my face and my body serve as evidence of a life well lived, just really well lived. And a lot of it has to do with me needing to wear glasses, and I don't wear glasses. So I'm always like, that's so deep. I don't like that. I don't like that. Right? And it's this thing of like, girl, first off, you need to wear glasses. So if you don't want to make a scrunchy face, then wear your fucking glasses. I don't have a nose to hold it up. Get bigger frames. You got the cheeks to hold it up. It's so good. It's so good. Right? And then secondly, it's this thing of, you're not that person anymore. You're not this excessive people pleaser type person. I do still people please for the people that I really deeply care about, that I deeply love. For most other people, associates, I will people please to a certain degree, but I'm not going to martyr myself. For strangers, if you're going to approach me in a way where you expect me to like diminish myself for you, boo boo, you picked the wrong ling ling for that. You picked the wrong ling ling for that one. I'm more like the dominatrix type. I will slap the shit out of you. And I will tell you, you like it. Sit down. And you will. Do you like it? And you'll sit down. I should stop joking around like that. People is gonna start taking me serious. I think quite a few people already take me serious about being a dominatrix. You guys, I'm so not a dominatrix. It's this ongoing joke that I have with myself. No one else is in on the joke. It's just me. Yeah, no, I'm not a dominatrix. All right. Card number 37, fire element desire. Passion, though a bad regulator, is a powerful spring. There are changes coming, new movement. Look for them to be quick. You know, okay. Someone's going to try to do something. Whoever this is, you've made a decision, right? We've made a decision. We're planning to stick with it. Whoever this is does not like the decision because it kind of shoves them out of this space of access. You are probably being urged to some degree to reconnect with someone who empowers you. It's probably me. And they don't like me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if people who are manipulative and domineering don't like me. I don't care. I'm not scared of you. Literally. So keep watching me, guys. I'm going to keep encouraging you to be empowered. I'm going to keep helping to refine your understanding of yourself, the understanding that's developing, that's causing you to realize you shouldn't have put up with the bullshit you've been putting up with for how long. Keep coming here. Keep listening to me. I'm going to keep speaking openly and truthfully with you. Even the things you don't want to hear, I'm going to say it. Who gives a fuck about algorithms? Who gives a fuck the way social media tries to punish me for being honest with you? You deserve to hear the truth of what you deserve and don't deserve. You've put up with enough. You've put up with enough. They went too far. I wouldn't be surprised if this is someone who consistently tries to use malignant magical means. Either they're trying it themselves or they keep going to someone to get work done on you. I said what I said. I said what I said. There are people who are like that. Now, this is not going to apply to everyone. It's not. Hopefully, it doesn't apply to most of you, but that's the sense that I'm getting you. This card denotes honesty and suggests you act assertively. You're about to get up front with someone or vice versa. At least you should. And this card says to push it. In any event, you will soon understand where you stand as all your cards will be put on the table. Then you can expect less mystery. Okay. Ooh, yo, gaslighting. You know what I'm saying? So watch out for bossy people when this card comes up. This is someone who's been very bossy with you and your emotions. You know, there's different forms of bossiness. You know that, right? As a Piscean who has viewed other manipulative people, the ones that have been the worst, and I'm saying this as a Piscean, have been the Pisceans who are toxic. Every sign have people who are toxic. It's the toxic ones who behave the worst. Those negative attributes that we affix to whatever sign, it's usually attributes coming from the toxic members of that group. Okay. The radicals and stuff like that. So, one of the ways that someone can be bossy, you might be dealing with a water sign. They might have water somewhere in their chart, somewhere prominent, or I'm not going to say that. That's a little too much even for me. But anyways, some people have learned the most effective way to manipulate you into complying with their terroristic demands is by crying. Why do you hurt me all the time? Really? Mm-hmm. No joke. I just want to love you. Really? Love should never serve as even a gilded cage. It's because I'm worried. No, you're not. You just want to control the person. You're not worried. You're not worried. You want to control. You want to dominate. You want to manipulate in whatever means you can. And because you lack the intelligence, whoever this individual is that's being dealt with, they lack the intelligence to be able to have some type of symposium with the person that they are trying to control. The person that's, they're trying to control, that person is escaping their reach. This is just some sick stuff. You need to be done with it, done with it, done with it, like to every single degree. I would even go so far as to say, well, I will go so far as to say, I'm not saying this, Marlene is telling me to say this. Um, you're going to get me into trouble, Marlene. She says that if the people who claim to love you continue to interact with whoever that is, the manipulator, okay, that you should cut them off as well. That's harsh. That's harsh. And she goes, really? Well, that's a harsh thing to say to people. I feel like that's a harsh thing to advise someone to do. She is a bit irritated that I said it's harsh because I legit, if you are hanging out with someone who has maligned me, I won't hang out with you. Go, go have your friend. I'm good. I will never tell you who you can and cannot hang out with. But if you have no problem commingling with people who have no problem uh, plotting to harm me in some way, we don't need to be friends. Oh, but no, I'm neutral. No, that's not neutrality. That's lack of integrity. I believe that's a lack of integrity because for me personally, you don't have to tell me to stop hanging out with someone. The moment someone shows me they have the capacity to be wicked as fuck towards another person, y'all can argue. If y'all are arguing, I'll be like, I'm neutral. Y'all are both stupid. But the moment one of those people in that argument starts to plot, I'm good. It's only a matter of time before I do something to piss you off and you plot on me too. So I'm good. That's fucked up shit. I don't plot on people ever, ever. Nope. Nope. I will cuss a motherfucker out to their face. Yep. Depends, but you might even make me down to fist fight. That's rare. Very, very rare. But plot, no. Nope. Nope. But what if it's a mother? A mother is a title just like a neighbor is a title, just like a stranger is a title. When you don't behave as a mother, you don't get the leniency shown to a mother. That's my logic. That's my logic. Until I'm able to develop the degree of maturity that's necessary to see what you are going through to cause you to behave this way and lash out at me, not someone who has intentionally tried to plot things against you or be hurtful, harmful, then you need to be out of my life. I don't need to continue that cycle with anyone, regardless of the title. If I lack the maturity to be able to overcome that circumstance in your presence, I need to not be in your presence and you need to not have access to me. And I've learned whatever is happening between people, there will be those who have their opinions and perceptions, and what they share with me will be rooted in their opinions and perceptions, and it's not always aligned with the reality of what's going on. So I try my best to kind of just like, okay, you told me a lot there. I hope you're okay. I hope whatever's actually going on is resolved peacefully, and I gotta go. I'm not joking. Too many times I have, um, and I'm not talking about anyone in particular. Too many times I've allowed myself to become emotionally moved in a negative manner by hearing someone's stories. And at some point, I realized, like, oh, I've been listening to the malignant one. It wasn't the other person. So that's happened to me too many times for me to be like believing and getting all up in arms. Like, I have to know you for a prolonged period and really know your heart, be very, very familiar with the situation before, I'll be in that space. So I share that because, sometimes we need to slow down with this, like, wanting to go to war with everyone for everyone else. War is usually not the answer, even personal war. It's usually not the answer. You usually should kind of just take a breather, remove yourself from the circumstance, and allow yourself to get, you know, very centered in the reality of what you're dealing with and how to properly address, how to properly, negate that, right? I agree, Teresa. That's probably the best thing to do is get actual legal advice um, for certain things, and it needs to be done that way. All right, so others may claim they're speaking to you from a place of truth and concern, whereas they may not understand the situation very well and not offer the best advice. Be careful of others attempting to take over and claiming as theirs what you have created or started. This card can simply can imply the ego going out of control. So this is someone whose ego has just went completely wild because their prisoner of love has been liberated through your existence. I don't know that if you I don't know if you know who this is yet. Maybe you do know. And maybe this is someone from your past. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But this says this card is a card of passion. Therefore, if romance is your question, this is a compelling attraction, at least on the part of one of you. Don't make the mistake of attempting to make your love interest jealous if you feel you're not getting the attention you crave. So it's like, um, gosh. If the attention strays, don't be afraid to have a backup plan. In romance, this card can indicate a sudden attraction. If it's not meant to be, it will burn out fast. But if the relationship has legs, you will be great supporters and protectors of each other. This card is one of new starts, one after the past has been burned away and denotes a period where you start anew. So there are bridges that are needing to be burned, right? There are definitely bridges needing to be burned. Um, the past needs to be burned away. You need to allow yourself to go forward and do the things that need to be done. So let's see. Card number 23. It's a star card, eccentricity, surprises, standing alone, the future, mastery. Aquarius, I know. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. Expect to be tested and shown waves of the future. Okay. As seers into the future, Aquarians are ahead of the game and have accurate visions of the way things will be. So, you know, if you're needing to see how this applies to you, you're being encouraged to embody some of that Aquarian energy. You need to allow yourself to be a visionary. You need to allow yourself to believe the precognitive hits that you get, right? This book, Aquarians can be very stubborn in their views, even when those views appear to be off the wall to people. They will fight long and hard just to have the freedom to stay weird. And they will fight for the rest of us to stay weird as well. Whatever is taboo or outlandish greatly appeals to them, if only in the imagination. So oftentimes they are artists, inventors, and speculative writers. I'm totally an Aquarius cusp. Okay. So, allow that intensity to serve you, right? If you're just going to be pissed off, that's not going to serve you, first and foremost. It's going to deplete you, it's going to cause massive surging. And that surging needs to be discharged unless you're down to have your energetic field harmed, like injury, chakra blowout. That's going to definitely eventually transfer or be translated into physiological and psychological illness, right? So there's that. You have to, and then, if you look at the whole adrenal fatigue, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving medical advice, I'm making an analogy. If you look at adrenal fatigue, you're constantly in this fight or flight, stress state, high levels of cortisol. That's going to mess up all your hormones because cortisol production will rob you of progesterone production. That'll mess you up. And then in addition to that, you enter into adrenal fatigue, which is very difficult to remedy. It requires you remedying your mindset, your perception, the way you cope with your emotions before any supplements will help you. This is what a lot of people don't realize. You can take all the supplements in the world, but if your mindset is still very toxic, your body is still going to embody that toxicity. That's the reality of it. You're wasting your money on supplements and treatment plans and all kind of different stuff if you're not going to get to the root of what is causing that situation. So I've told you guys before that my capacity to help with physiological conditions is much more elevated, much more profound, I guess, than I make it out to be. I downplay quite a bit. So one of my previous clients had pretty bad fibromyalgia. And I did work on them. I corrected the root causation, which was energetic. It was an energetic root causation that led to malfunctioning of the fascia, which then led to widespread pain, fibromyalgia symptoms, chronic fatigue symptoms, all of that stuff, right? And they were claiming like, oh my God, Emmy cured me. And I was like, no, I corrected the energetic circumstance. You got to do your part. You got to do your part to maintain that or it will revert. And then they decided to go back to being fucking a drama starter. That's the reality of it. And I can say this because they involved me in that drama publicly. I'm not even joking. I had not spoken to them about any of my personal circumstance. And they went ahead and they publicly attacked a person on my behalf as though I'd been confiding things to them. I wasn't confiding jack shit to that person. They took it on themselves to revert back to this fucking drama pattern that made them sick to begin with. And I was just like, I'm good. I'm good off that shit. For real. You had no right to talk to people as though I'm confiding things into you when I'm not. And at that time, I really have this mindset of if I'm having drama with someone, leave it. It's between me and that person. Don't involve yourself. Don't. You have your own things you got to deal with. Don't worry. I can take care of myself. I'm a big girl. And lo and behold, I didn't say anything after that. I was just like, I really wish you hadn't said anything. Their fibromyalgia symptoms came back. And they're like, I thought you healed me. And no, I told you I didn't heal you. What you did was revert back to being a fucking drama starter. So I'm not taking any more of your sessions. I refuse. I'm not going to take your sessions. Nope, no expedites, no nothing. That's a waste of my energy, my effort, my time. And you're also a liability to me in my personal life. I'm good. So last I remember, that was years ago. The fibromyalgia came back. Are you going to start shit like that? You have to create blockages within your system. Eventually, those blockages, if it gets bad enough, because I'm telling you, I have this assumption that the behaviors had begun weeks or even months before they finally found an excuse to drag me into their desire for drama. If you're dealing with someone like that, like I promise you, it is only a matter of time before you are the center of their drama. People who are addicted to drama are toxic. They will never see what's, but I was being respectful. No, you were not being respectful. You disrespected someone's wife. For what? I didn't ask you to. You don't even know what's happening. I didn't say anything to you about what's happening. I didn't talk to anyone. Right? So it's this thing of, you got to let things, don't be getting yourself into stuff. Huh? What? Okay. So someone's going to test you, Someone's going to test you. There's going to be attempts to drag you into things. Don't do it. Don't do it unless you know like something really needs to be done. Don't do it. Okay? Don't let yourself get caught up in all of this stuff. So people who are into astrology, I'm not really into astrology. They would say that Gemini is the smartest. Gemini is the genius of the zodiac. I mean, I'm not saying that Gemini is not. A lot of people believe this. But I will say that I personally believe that Aquarius is the genius. They're just low key about it. They're very covert about their genius. So you need to channel your genius. Okay. You need to pull that energy in, allow your genius to be what people experience. Not pretending to be genius, but actually your genius. You excel at something. There's at least one thing that you do better than most other people. Celebrate that. Embrace that, right? Embrace that. Allow yourself to recognize the parts of you that are valuable despite the lack of validation in your environment. There's things that are going on that's going way too far. Way, way, way too far. Void of course, moon missing. The moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to. All is not as it seems. This void of course moon card can be daunting. It may not be a good or appropriate time to answer your question. As it is now, the results may not be what you want, right? So there's this need for you to kind of just take in what you've observed and just, you know, don't necessarily take action yet about the manipulative person that's being dealt with. So there's two ways to take this. You are dealing with a manipulative person, or there's someone trying to connect with you that is dealing with a manipulative person, and you're getting dragged into that because um damn, wow, I just realized what I was going to say. So sometimes I just start talking and talking and talking, and what I'm saying is based on the flow of the energy and how I'm intuitively receiving it. I was gonna say and caught myself before I said it. Um, you're getting dragged in because it's easy to. It's easy to drag you in. Damn. All your triggers are exposed. When you leave your triggers out, um, those can definitely be very efficient ways to manipulate you into a mindset, into a behavioral pattern, into a reactive state that someone else chooses. So, being reactive is not necessarily a bad thing all the time, but being reactive all the time is definitely not a good thing, because then other people can control you. Other people can greatly control and manipulate you into the space that they want you to live in, exist in. So whether you're the person dealing with a manipulator or you're just being dragged in kind of like as a proxy, because they can't affect the manipulator without first affecting you. You got to make sure. You got to make sure. Okay. So, yep, there's magic that was done to get the masculine in an upside down space again. You're not imagining this. You're not imagining this. There was magic that was done to get all up in that masculine's head again, to get them upside down in their foundation, right? They're seeking stability, they're seeking respect, they're seeking clarity on how to gain control of these cycles, right? So, respect, stability, cycles. You got to make sure what you're doing is going to be something that grows you, not just something that will address the situation for right now. If you're going through cycles with someone over and over and over, I personally would not address the issue that's in front of me in a way that addresses only the issue that's in front of me. Whatever I'm going to do for the issue that is in front of me, it's going to have this reverberation that will last all the way through. Meaning, if you're doing black magic to me to try and access me and get me upside down in my mindset, I would take the necessary energetic measures, like the things that I teach in the Black Magic Revocation Workshop. I would do those type of things. I would revoke your access to me energetically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, socially. I will never be in the same space that you're in, right? You want to go to family parties? Okay, I'm not going to go to the family parties. I will text everyone in the family to know I hope everyone has fun. You guys, I'm sorry I can't make it. enjoy, send me pictures, send me lots of pictures of the fun, and not be bitter about it, not be manipulative, just enjoy. I'm not going to go, I just, I don't want to be exposed to any of that. I don't want to ruin everyone's fun because I'm not going to be able to keep quiet if there's going to be disrespect, and I know there's going to be disrespect. So I'm choosing to honor everyone's desire to have a good time by me bowing out of the equation. It's all good. I'm not, you know. So that's what I would choose to do. Um some of the ways, I shouldn't get into that topic of witchcraft on here. But yeah, so this is not something the person is initiating, right? This is not a drama that's being started by anyone outside of the manipulative individual. Oh, well, there might be two of them. The manipulative individual maybe has like a family member, a close friend that they've infiltrated that they use to kind of fan the flames a little bit. So yeah, that's no bueno. Whoever this is, not the manipulator. This is a person who's dedicated to addressing their shadows and what's hidden there. This is someone that is wanting and needing to truly heal. It's been affecting their ability to manifest opportunities for healing and has greatly affected their sense of security within their life. Right? It feels like maybe the manipulator has gotten into the head of one of the person's closest confidants, and it's getting real dicey because I guess this person probably is feeling like they have no one at this point, which honestly they might not. We don't know. I don't know what's going on. They might not have anyone because whoever this manipulator is, they have been very, very thorough in the way they've approached this. They've been very, very, very thorough. This is someone who burrows their way into a social environment. They create intense trauma bond connections with key figures in that environment, so that should anyone, ever question their integrity, they will go ahead and trigger the key figures who will then clamp down and stop any type of questioning of them. Very manipulative, you know? Um, ooh, Amen Ra. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yup. People do that with me too. They're like, oh my God, because you just switched it up. No, honey, I've always been like this. You think I switched it up because I never used it on you because, you know, I overlooked a lot of your bullshit because I had love for you. Not no more. Right? Not no more. No, thank you. No, thank you. As my child says, no, thank you. So this person is not going to let go. As long as they don't let go, you won't be given permission to walk your truth. There will be many who will challenge you walking your truth. You will probably experience some type of gaslighting. They're not going to celebrate the growth that you're experiencing. They're not going to be able to have the capacity to celebrate your liberation from that. They are not going to appreciate your strength. Everything they do is going to cause you to wonder, think, and feel as though you're just being a jerk, right? You're being dumb, you're being a jerk, like you're choosing the wrong thing. No one knows what you need to choose but you. I don't know what you need to choose. You know what you need to choose. You can give me all the details in the world that you think I should know to validate what you need to choose. But the fact still remains there are components to your experiences that I'm not aware of that would greatly affect what I encourage you to do had I known. So I would be the first to be like, I don't know what you need to do. From what you're sharing, what I'm hearing is blah, 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 blah. But I still don't know what you need to do. I don't know. This is an environment that wants you to believe in your limitations. These limitations set by fear that's been exacerbated by your environment, right? So, solution, you have to be fearless. Being fearless to me is not being devoid of fear. Being fearless to me is having more courage than you do fear, right? The environment that you're currently in has no compassion for you, and you're seeking to exit this environment because the person you have a cosmic connection with does have compassion for you. They can sense to some degree the process that you're in, that you are seeking validation in order to find the courageous fuel that's necessary to continue with your ascent. You are climbing up to higher levels of understanding and acceptance of self. So, worlds within worlds, worlds within worlds. A lot of that nesting of information, nesting of energy, that's going to be, everything is going to be laid out on the table very soon. So be ready for that. The things that you had wanted to conceal, because it creates, uncomfortable vulnerability. Be aware, be ready. Okay. The answers you need are coming. You're about to get validation, confirmation of some of these assumptions that you've had, some of these inklings that you've been feeling. You're about to find out, you're about to slip up. Whoever this person is that you're dealing with, that's manipulative, they're about to slip up, and don't try and force a confession out of them. Quietly observe in a neutral manner. They're about to show you the shady shit they've been up to without even realizing it. You're close to achieving your goal, but it's in reverse. You're at the starting point of achieving your goal, which is even more powerful than being at a point close to achieving it. You can't achieve anything if you don't first start. So the starting point is usually the toughest point, the hardest point, the most challenging part. That's where you are. And that is the most powerful place to be. Don't let yourself get caught up in this belief that you should have done this by now and that by now. And no, you shouldn't have. Because if you should have, you would have already done it. Okay. You're exactly where you need to be. Celebrate that. Nothing is yet set in stone, but it's in reverse. The end of this cycle is set in stone. That's why it's in reverse. The end of this cycle, you are going to see everything you need to see. But here's the thing, you can't keep reverting. The cycle can end, but if you keep allowing yourself to go back there, it's going to start a new cycle. So you got to just stop. Once you're out, you got to stay out, right? Once you're out, you got to stay out if you want it to truly end. Now, there are certain types of circumstance and experiences and whatnot where the person is going through a lot of abuse, and that's a whole different type of circumstance, right? When you've been dealing with that for so long, it affects your brain function, it affects your brain structures, it affects your personality, your cognitive abilities, all of that. Okay. So, hang in there if that's what you're dealing with and this is resonating. Hang in there. If the cycle's not done yet, keep plugging away and plugging away at doing the work you need to do within yourself, the work on your perception. And eventually the cycle will end if you make it end. It's going to take a lot of courage. It's going to take a lot of patience and a lot of planning for those who are in that type of circumstance. When you're in a DV type of environment, let's be real, you can't just leave. It's not a lack of courage. You can't just leave. Everything has been stacked in such a way to make it damn near impossible for you to liberate yourself. Don't get down on yourself, okay? You have to do what is safest when you're exiting out of those types of environments. Don't let the people who have never been in that environment try and speak to you in a way where it diminishes your efforts, it diminishes your perception of yourself, all because this person who's never experienced it themselves is talking all big and bad. I promise you, the people who have the ability to judge and be like, if that was me, I would blah, blah, blah. They could have never survived what you've survived. I mean that. I go on social media and I see people who share some of their stories, and you'll look in the comments and there'll be hundreds, sometimes thousands of people. If that were me, clearly you have no idea what you're talking about. People can talk all big and bad. They can talk all big and bad so long as they haven't lived through it. The moment you live through it, you understand exactly the type of debilitating fear, the type of circumstance that keeps you stuck, thinking you can't get out. So if you're in that situation, just know I see you. I validate you. You're doing what you can. Do a little more every single time. And eventually you'll see so much change within yourself, slowly at first, of course. You'll see so much change within yourself that now you can leave. Okay? Don't endanger yourself by listening to people who don't know what the hell they're talking about. Bring love into the situation. No. No. Not that type of love, not an enabling type of love. The type of love that you need to bring into the situation is the kind that will liberate you. Right? Sometimes people don't change until you are taken out of the equation because something about your presence might be enabling their behaviors. Not that it's your fault, but that's something we need to recognize. Okay? Something about it is not working right. The end of a tough cycle approaches, it's in reverse. Whoever this manipulative person is, they're probably going to, thank you, Lord Sleepy. Whoever this person is, they're probably going to use love as a manipulation tactic, right? But I don't have anyone but you. Okay, they're going to have to find someone. You got to stop with that. Okay. If you want this cycle to end, if you're not yet ready for this cycle to end, you just got to be honest with yourself. Because if you're honest with yourself, there's less of that feeling of you're failing, right? Sometimes we get addicted to the pain because we already are loathing ourselves. And this person has no problem with being generous about punishing us. We're looking for people to punish us. You don't need to be punished. I don't care what you did. What you need is an opportunity to heal and grow. What you need is someone who can hold space for you without enabling you so that you can see you don't deserve to be punished. I don't care what you did. I don't care what you did. If you think you're wicked because you made mistakes, wicked people don't feel badly after what they've done. Wicked people will justify their behaviors their malignancies, the negativity that they spread. They will justify, well, you blah, blah, blah. That's why it's not my fault. You can't blame me. I was just reacting. Yeah, no, that's wickedness. Wicked people don't feel bad about the pain they've caused. They will always justify it. They will always find an excuse why their malignancy was valid, was necessary. You're not wicked. Wicked people don't like me. Wicked people are only drawn to me because they see my power, unspoken or not, and they want to consume it. They want to try and subjugate me. Weak ass motherfucker, you can't subjugate me. Yeah, did yourself trying to pick someone like me. You're gonna hurt your own feelings. I'm telling you. It's gonna fuck up your ego if you try with me. Absolutely. It will. It'll fuck up your ego. Because I can see all your insecurities and I will use them against you. Only for the wicked ones, though. You try me. I'll tap into my dark empath side. You'll be wrecked. I'm not bragging. I'm letting you know that I won't feel bad as I do it. Because guess what? I won't be doing it for myself. It will be the retribution of all of the people that you've hurt. Because I promise I feel all their energy on your field. And I will fight you as though I was all of them put together. If a narcissist couldn't destroy me as a child, I'm entering into my full power as a grown woman. I promise you, it's not going to be good. You're not going to have fun, not with someone like me. Your commitment is being tested. Your commitment to loving yourself, your commitment to healing, to getting out of harm's way into a space of safety, a space where you can heal and grow, your commitment to being beyond the reach of the person who has manipulated your mindset for how long. That's being tested. A new start is coming, but it's in reverse. They're going to continue to try and access you. To this day, I have people who do this. They still continue to try and access me. Why? I don't care why. I don't care to figure out why. I'm busy living my life. A good life full of love. I'm busy helping other people. I'm too busy for that shit. That's how you know you've healed. You don't got time for that. You only have time for good things, things that grow you. And it's not that you ignore the bad things that are happening. It's that you can pause and be like, okay, these are some undesirable things that I'm experiencing. What is this trying to teach me? Let's get this done. Chop, chop. Let's learn, and let's keep it moving. Because I want to get back to that space of just feeling good and flowing with life. Right? So get to that space. Conclusions are within reach. I think everything that I'm saying today is really reverberating within the people who need to hear these things, because the message is probably for you. Wow. You know, yesterday I live streamed and I did a little bit of group energy work to let the people who need a hug feel me hug them. Go watch that live stream. If this one resonates for you and it's making you feel just some type of negative way, go watch yesterday's. get that hug. Definitely get that hug and find a space of healing, you know? Step out of your comfort zone, but it's reverse. I think you've been so far out of your comfort zone for so long that you've begun to think that your comfort zone is the places where you hurt, the places where you hurt the most. No, go back to your space of comfort, this space of being able to see what you need, right? A time to give rather than to take. It's time to give back to yourself, your dignity, your grace, all of that, right? Rather than continuing to take from yourself and deplete yourself, it's time to give rather than to take, to give back to yourself. Happy birthday, Mindy. This was a intense reading. This was definitely intense. And I think whatever it is, whatever people are going through, you'll get through it. You will find a way to get through it. You have for every single circumstance you've been through. You have. You're still here. You're still seeking growth. You're still seeking healing. People come here because they're seeking growth. They're seeking healing. They don't come here just for entertainment. Yeah, I mess around a lot, but I also speak about things that are very intense, very heavy. And that usually will be an absolute like, oh, hell no, to people who are here just for the funnies, right? So if you're here and you're consistently here, give yourself the credit. You're so focused on growth. Give yourself the credit. Okay. You have been doing everything you possibly can do to try and grow yourself, to try and heal yourself. And this is me validating you. This is me letting you know I actually see you. I understand. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You just need to get through this part, and then you'll see a lot of different things changing. Okay? So, guys, I got to get going. Please join me for the fire ceremony today at 12:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be going live to do expedites, a little bit of a fire ceremony, just a casual space. I'll see you guys then. Bye, everyone. Oh, give this video a thumbs up. Oh, also, dang it. Today's the last day for people to go ahead and get tickets for my Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop tomorrow. It's an online workshop, 4.5 hours, and there's an option for an enhanced ticket. If you'd like to join that, you got to get your ticket today because we're going to be closing the link for that. Okay. So K33academy.com. I do also have quite a few different workshops available coming next month. So join me for those as well. Okay. All right, guys. Love you. I'll see you again later today. Bye, everyone.